Hey, good. Just having a big casual lunch outside, sitting in the back of my vehicle. Bit of brush and some light lunch. Nothing too fancy. Hey, Meow World. How's it going? Just chilling outside, having some casual lunch. Again, nothing fancy. Rice cakes, peanut butter, and honey. I was like peanut butter and honey, one of my favorite favorite flavor combinations. Let's try that again. Just come out here to do a little bit of maintenance, clean up some things, take a look at some things. I could have done this all at home, but like, that's boring. Yeah, peanut butter's been like a staple for like, you know, decades, for as long as I can ever remember anyways. Try adding a little bit of honey. First thing, I like it on toast. Problem is, toast is warm, as it should be. The honey melts. It becomes good and messy, that's for sure. Honey's probably one of the favorite foods, add-ons, whatever the case may be. It's probably the most healthiest thing for you. Of course, assuming you get the right stuff. You get that cheap stuff. It's so watered down, if it's even honey at all, just corn syrup. Best to get it done locally. You know, support your local guys and whatnot. Yeah. I've never actually had Vegemite. But again, I'm in Canada, so although I'm sure someone sells it somewhere. Of course, you know, anyone who certainly grew up through the 80s knows about Vegemite from Men Without Hats. You know, Vegemite sandwich and all that. Hot dogs are good. I think I put hamburgers over hot dogs, especially if done on a barbecue when you're out picnicking. It's not quite picnicking, but it does all right. Just a quick and dirty picnic, if you will. Do a couple things together. As I come out here, some of the maintenance I did. Don't sound a little ridiculous, but my hair dryer, all kinds of crap built up inside of here. So I took the black plastic off, and I was wondering how I can get into that. Hey, yeah, in Canada, eh? Whereabouts? Oh, Ontario, Hamilton area. But they make these so unmaintenanceable. But I found out I could just brush it off and it came good enough. Sure, subscribe away. Right now this is probably what, my third live stream. I'm still trying to work out something. I know regular schedules are a little bit better, but live streaming is new to me. I'm not new to YouTube by far. Not new to the online thing. Let me just do that. Let's set this up a little better. But thought I'd try a live stream. Another friend of mine, Sussex, BC. I don't know Sussex County or Sussex the town. Which province is that? As far as live stream going, I'm testing it out. I don't mind talking to people. BC. Okay, nice. I've been to BC twice, actually. Technically 3 times, but the one time was simply a stopover in Vancouver, or in Vancouver Airport before I could get to Korea. I lived in Korea for 5 years. New Brunswick. I've been to Nova Scotia. I haven't been to New Brunswick or Newfoundland. There's a few provinces I haven't been to. So New Brunswick, Newfoundland. Well, technically I just did a touchdown in Newfoundland on one of my trips to England. But I wasn't really off the plane, so it doesn't really count. Manitoba and Saskatchewan. And then there's the territories and whatnot. I haven't been up to those ones. But if things go well enough, I will be. Yeah, I lived in Ottawa too for about a year. Nice place. Winters suck. Winter tires are necessary. And so is winter gear. Yeah, Ottawa's in that weird latitude. And perhaps some of the valley area messes with it. No, are you gone? No one's there. Yeah, world or Maya. I don't know for sure what you ain't. But so drinking some cold brew coffee, homemade cold brew coffee. I've done a lot of traveling. I've been around the world a fair bit. When I lived in South Korea for 5 years, I was went to let's see, in order: Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore. Been to each of those places. And Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand. Yeah, on top of South Korea. Maya. Okay. And those are great places. Fun to visit. Very hot in the summertime, but the only time I was able to get to go. But relatively cheap once you're in Korea. It's like at that time it was like $300 or $400 and get a flight to one of these other places that aren't too far. Want to go to Japan, although again technically I was in Japan, but it was an overnight stay in a hotel, so it didn't do any touristing. It was the first time I went to Korea. Was it the first time or the first time I moved? Like, I've been to Korea. I went to Korea once in 2007, then moved there in 2010. I was there for about 5 years. Sold the house, the cars, donated the cat, and was there. And it took me 3 years before I stopped thinking I'm living in a Southeast Asian country. It took me that long to realize, like, I had left my country. I left Canada and sold everything, and that was my home until I came back in 2015. So that was a good trip, great people, beautiful country. It's mountainous, with the exception of the big cities. On any other town, you go and stand on a corner and look down the end of each street, and there's a mountain down in the distance. So, love mountains. It's a beautiful, beautiful country. Went around that all over the place too. And at that very time, and I suspect it's relatives to here, it's still cheap to get around. So the internet, the cell connections were cheap. The bus system, the transportation system was really cheap. So when you can get on a bus, like, I lived in and around the Seoul area for a bunch of years, and ended up being down on the south coast of South Korea. So like a half-hour walk to the ocean. And yeah, I have way too many stories. Well, not way too many, but I do enjoy my stories. I like talking. Done lots of traveling, seen lots of the world, got to see the perspective from another country about the country I'm in. So the differences in how media portrays things, for example, like news and what have you. And it's very much hyped up over this side of the world versus what they say over there. But some of the things I kept an eye on just to watch. And it was interesting to learn that too. I had a regular Google search notification running on North Korea because that was the big thing. Everyone wanted to, be all worried about North Korea and what he was doing and what have you. Wasn't as big a deal as most people thought. I think the first year I was there was some big kerfuffle and some potential shooting on some no-name island that somebody got hurt. Of course, there was never any proof of any of this. No real, just, whatever you have to believe, whatever the reports might say. So, yeah, thank you. The stories over there, the problems, like the actual military problems, were so minor and non-confirmational because there's no way anyone in a civilized area could confirm. It's not like he walked in or rode a tank into anywhere. But at the same time, they still might have now, I would imagine, a joint factory. So they had South Koreans who did go into North Korea to go and work at the factories, and they had lived over there. But during the one tension time when he made it, I used to call them temper tantrums. My friend died in Toronto from a car crash. Yeah, that is pretty sad. But it's life is kind of weird. Crying means there's a lot of attachment, and in this world, we all have attachments. It's a very Buddhist, concept, if you will. And so when someone dies, you cry. No matter how spiritual or intellectual you might be, you have to be pretty much a psychopath not to have any reaction when someone close to you, family members, or someone you care about, goes away. I believe there is more beyond this world. I mean, it would be way too pointless, and I don't think life is pointless. There's way too many coincidences to things to make this not a pointless life. I mean, just take like mushrooms for example. How they affect the human body and obviously other animals too. But it's way too coincidental that some types and compounds of mushrooms fit into our brains. For example, we're talking medical stuff, like a lock and key. That's not random. You don't find a random key in a random block. Oh look, they go together, and they just happen to work. No, there's something there. Sorry, there's a glare. Yeah, there's a nice little parable. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Remember the general gist? It's called The Egg. And I think that's probably one of the most apt description of reincarnation, I would say. Do I have any proof it's close? No. If you do a Google search for The Egg and reincarnation or parable, you'll find the story somewhere. I forget which website it's on. And it's a great little story and really makes you think a whole bunch. We're not as different as we all think we are. We're about as different as the clothes are that we wear. Still the same person. Was it there? Yep. Yeah, definitely. Do I have absolute proof? That's a scientific thing that you need absolute proof. I don't think you can have proof for something you have physical proof for something that's not physical. That makes no sense. But that's the debate they want to stand on. It's really, hey, this is my realm, and this is how I'm going to argue with these limited parameters. Okay, good luck with that. That's when you know that they haven't quite got it yet, and that's fine. The world needs all kinds of people, those who get it, those who don't get it. Eventually, I think everyone gets it. Take another rice cake here with peanut butter. But yeah, there are so many stories. Travel was fun. I really do enjoy it. That's why I bought the vehicle I have now, designed for adventure and travel. Now, right now, I can't travel too far because I need a wheel bearing replaced. That's being done next week. Got that organized. Got to get out and try and do some camping this year. It's what I'm really aiming for. It's challenging. You run your own business. You just can't. You have a lot of free time, sometimes too much free time, and you can't just grind every day. I don't think that's rational. Certainly not healthy. Yeah, I've done some work today. Client reached out to me. I sent them off an invoice, an estimate for some work. As a follow-up to the previous work I did for them. And today they said, yeah, we want to do it. All right, cool. So send them off the invoice. And say, okay, we'll pay it as soon as possible. Right away. It's like, thank you. I should have, well, one of those every day. Yeah, I'd be fine. I'd be happy. My brother likes to say, dancing. But guess we're a little on the what's the word? Not quite esoteric, although we have touched on some esoteric topics. More reminiscing today, I suppose. Funny, I count myself as a meatitarian. If you get that one, by all means. But while in South Korea, I did a Buddhist temple stay trip, a weekend, and there's no meat. And like I said, I'm a meatitarian, so and they only do vegetables, so I can't do veggies. Technically peas and corn, and again technically potatoes, so fries, chips, they all count as vegetables, right? But so I had to I brought my own sandwiches. I made a whole bunch of peanut butter and jam sandwiches. That's what I had for the weekend. So it was amusing, but hey, it got me through it. But it was a good weekend. Learned a lot. Did a lot of work. Traveled up this one mountain. And there were, geez, how many? 1,000 steps, all put in there by the monks. And at various points along the mountain, you would stop. There's some statues or a little water, not waterfall, water. God, my brain's going numb. Apparently, I need more coffee. Water fountain, that's the word. And they had stuff like that. So you go up, and it's a long haul up. And in the summertime, the warm weather, it's some work. Okay, now it's like I gotta go down, but my legs are killing me. Oh, now we can go down this road because the female Buddhists had they're separate then. So there's a road. Why couldn't we take this all the way up? But my legs were gone so bad, like my front muscles, I couldn't. Oh. Honey's Mountain. I'm talking too much. Well, I had to wash these jeans anyways. I couldn't walk down the mountain, down the road. I had to go backwards because my muscles would not hold me up if I tried. Let's see. Yeah, no peas of corn. I don't understand. I will literally, if I try to eat vegetables, I will literally want to throw up. I don't know what it is. It's not like I was attacked by vegetables when I was younger and I have this phobia of them or something. Yeah, I thought that was just a pickup truck. I thought that might have been your typical rice boys want to act all tough and pass someone. I like peas and corn as long as there's butter and salt on them. And corn on the cob, of course. And cream corn is really nice. Corn on the cob is probably like my favorite out of that. But those are the only two overt vegetables. Again, technically potatoes. Oh, pardon me. I do like sweet potatoes, fries. And that's about it. Ideally with a chipotle mayo dip. But other than that, not much else. I mean, I've had some finely mixed in with like a pasta sauce or whatnot. I know for sure there's a taste, probably it's a physical sensation. I guess a lot of what's the word I want? Synesthetes have that. And I don't know if I'm really classified as synesthetic, but that crunch when I take a bite of something like celery, just my body goes, no. I can't do it. Amazingly enough, it was just a couple of weeks ago. I was with a friend, and we went through a McDonald's drive-thru, and she was buying, so she bought me a Big Mac. Now, I'd never had a Big Mac, surprisingly enough. So, I have the Big Mac sauce. I don't know what it is, never looked into it. Never really cared for Big Macs, just a regular hamburger, cheeseburger was always fine for me. So I got it. All right, I take a bite. And there was a sound. It was like, whoa! My friend just kind of looked at me. Now, she knew I was a vegetarian. But apparently their sauce has relish in it. And she goes, that was such an involuntary sound. I was like, yeah, I couldn't. I just scrape it off. It was just, I couldn't do it. The relish in the sauce, just, no, I'm out. Mm-hmm. No. I think mushrooms are interesting. Especially because they're not an animal, or they're not an animal or a vegetable. They're not part of either one of those kingdoms. I love honey, but it's sticky as crap. So, I don't mind mushrooms to a degree. I don't like usually eat them raw. On pizza is fine. There's this one pizza place here that does a truffle pizza. Now it's not like they have mushrooms, but they use the truffle oil and cheese, and it's a really, really good pizza. I was blown away. I mean, it's hard for me to beat a pepperoni pizza, or pepperoni ground beef, pepperoni bacon, but that was something. That was really, really something. I was like, all right. So something I would definitely look into getting again. Amazingly enough, they also that same pizza place won for best pizza in North America. This single little shop, well, it's not a tiny shop, but this one little place does not have any franchises, beat out every other pizza shop who entered that competition. Yeah, I've never had a truffle pizza directly. Oh, pardon me, not pizza. Truffle mushroom directly. I've had all kinds of other mushrooms and stuff, but never directly. But mostly because they're really expensive. So they're not something you can just go and find or easily buy your local grocery store, not without paying an arm and a leg. But no, the pizza was super good. Won't complain about that. Would even consider getting it again. I mean, it's rare for me to find something that I would consider adding to, or consider over and above like a regular pepperoni pizza. Another pepperoni pizza is good too. No doubt about that. But it's just phenomenal. And they're good pizzas. Now they're not cheap. I mean, you're gonna get a regular pizza, it's probably about $24 from them. I think their truffle pizza is a little bit more, maybe like 27, but definitely worth it. Hang on, I'm gonna sneeze now. Here we go. Yeah, I have company in the parking lot. Somebody else parked. I'm just at a little park that's along a road here by the edge of the escarpment. Yeah, some people coming up doing some hiking. There's some trails around here. Beautiful area. Nice day out. Let's see here. Now, pineapple on pizza. Oh, you want to be decisive. Here's the thing. I don't think it does belong on there, but I can eat it. So, there's that. I don't get it. It's a weird thing. But it doesn't bother me if it's on it. You know, I can eat it. I'd rather it not be there. That's my preference. I will never go out of my way to order the pizza with pineapple on it. But if I happen to be late at night going to a pizza shop and I eat a slice of pizza and that's all they had, okay, I'll eat it. So there's that. I don't hate it. I don't think it belongs because it doesn't, and it's very I'm a pizza traditionalist. Although again, truffle pizza. But maybe I'm actually widening my my palate, if you will. Well, it's also like me in cars. Like right now, I drive a 2003 Honda Element. And this thing is really cool. Now, it does need a lot of work. This is my first one. And she's rough. But it gets me around. Does what I want to do. And then some. So I am working on trying to get my sleeping bag, hammock mounted on the inside. Not that I need to, but just something I want to. Because I like my hammock and I want to make use of it. I got it from my ex-brother-in-law. He brought it up back from South America. So, I've used it only a couple of times, which is really sad. But, now I'm going to try to set it up in here. I need to find the right hooking mechanism for the front part. The back part is easy. The front part I've had to make up. So, it's a bit of a technical challenge in that sense. Things keep breaking, not strong enough, or not mounted right, or whatever the case may be. But it'll get there, one step at a time. Let's see. Yeah, brightness is up. Does get me around, but I'm a little more of a car guy too. I haven't played with cars for a long time, so I never leave things stock. It's not like I, drop on a lot of bolt-on performance or whatnot, but I always do something. And since I actually do 3D printing as a business, so I've made accessories and replacement parts for these vehicles. And the Element community they're a phenomenal group of people. Very open, very welcome, very family oriented. The reason it was actually the deciding factor why I got one. I mean, Hondas make good cars, nothing wrong with that. But so I bought it for that reason because I met some really nice people while I was looking at them, and then I started 3D printing stuff for them, and well, they like it, so they're buying stuff from me as I'm growing and making more products. Yeah, help more people out. It's kind of neat. It's fun to be able when you get to marry some of your hobbies and interests, like cars and 3D printing. Have all started off with hobbies, interests, and moved on to, business, professional stuff. which is hard to beat. The hardest thing about the whole thing, like any business, is the business side of it. Marketing, advertising, getting to know people. It's a very, very slow grind. All those stories you hear about those guys who said, I started with nothing and look at me today, I'm a millionaire. I'm starting with nothing stage. So it's an interesting journey. I've been very, very fortunate with my friends and family that have been able to help me out along the way. It's a very, very tough grind, but I'm still here. I still have a car. I mean, it's paid for. Not obviously nothing new, and it didn't cost me a lot to get. But the regular maintenance. Yeah, they're fun, especially the element, the versatility of it is insane. I mean, it's a little 4-cylinder engine. Now this one's a front-wheel drive with a manual. I would like the all-wheel drive version with the manual down the road, and the rear sunroof. Yes, rear sunroof. But you know, my next one, I got some ideas and thoughts for it. We'll see how that goes. If I get a business and suddenly get a ton of money, I'd get another one to replace this, or get the other one as the side vehicle and use this as the business vehicle. I don't know, but oh yeah, it's getting there. I've made some really good connections. Done some work for local hospitals, coffee chains. Now I'm doing with a lot of independent businesses. So, which is, it's a very, very slow grind, and finding the right people to talk to. That's gonna be the next step. That's gonna be one of the biggest things. Actually, there's a book by Scott Stratton. He's actually a marketing book. He wrote it a long time ago. He actually lives in Oakville, I believe. But it's called Unmarketing. There was a line in there, and it was like within the first couple of pages, I felt once I hit that line, I really didn't need the rest of the book. That's how funny it was. Not funny, but the scenario. It was, if you believe your business, let me get the right words. If you believe your business is built on relationships, then make your business relationships building. Something like that. You know, if you're good with people, then make your business good with people. Like, well, that just makes so much sense. So I can talk to people. I just start learning about stuff. I mean, we get into some of the more exotic materials. It definitely can be a little crazy, a little hairy, but this is what you're all learning. I gotta do some follow-up with other people. As a matter of fact, I got it's not for another like an hour and a half, a video call with a guy down in California. I'm doing a custom part for him. It's a shift cover for an older vehicle, older Land Rover. That's gonna be kind of fun. That'd be something neat to see done and printed up. So I got to talk to him. He shipped me up the template. It's a cardboard template he did, and he even made the gasket shape that he wants. I went, okay. So I'll be able to trace those out and reproduce them. But we're gonna have a conversation, so I can ask him some questions, and we can, finalize more of what he really wants and how to work things out. So that's gonna be a neat little project I'll be working on over the next week or so. So I've got a new client who wants a second job done, which is nice. And then I got this other client down in California who is sent me up his stuff, so I'll be doing that one as well. This is fun. It is fun, and of course it does take time. That's a weird cloud. Let's see how well it picks up. That's just a funky cloud, man. Ooh, this is gonna get a little warm. Of course, as I move it now, I can't get it right back into. position. I guess that's close enough. Too much of a glare, so hard to see the screen, but that's okay. Yeah, some more cold brew coffee. Homemade cold brew coffee. And it's cold brew coffee is not as complicated as what people think. It's actually one of the stupidly simplest things to make, and one of the most potent ways to get caffeine out of your coffee. You just take some, I use one of those gallon jugs. You put in like 1 cup of coffee grinds into that, and then fill the rest of it up with spring water, and you just let it sit overnight, 24 hours, then put it into the fridge and let it sit a little bit more, shake it up a little bit, make sure the grinds have all soaked into it because they tend to sit at the top or at the beginning, and then just pour and filter, and you get some of the best tasting coffee and the most bang for your buck, that's for sure. Yeah. Well, that's one of my sayings I've picked up over the years. If it ain't fun, don't do it. So I do it. When it's not fun, I don't do it. Even on small scales, that'd be when I'm just having a rough time. And there was a time where it was pretty rough recently for about a month or so. Things were just feeling really, really rough. To the point I was actually concerned. I was like, am I getting depressed? I didn't know. Kind of felt like it. Lack of motivation, barely doing anything. And, but then one day it's just like, nah, okay, I'm done with it. Then boom, it just stopped. Just like, went from feeling bad to, okay, we're done. Okay, that's the process. I'll take it. It was, interesting. So now, back and moving stuff up. Then my printers break on me. I've got 2 in-house, and then I've got some more industrial ones I can get done stuff printed on. But most of the stuff I do is in-house, just depending on the all project dependent. And when one printer went, I'm like, well, that sucks. I'll sell the other printer. So order 1 replacement part for that printer, and then work with the other one, and then the other one breaks. So I've fixed one printer, it's working. Then I got the other printer fixed, it's working, and then the original printer, the replacement part breaks on that. That was not fun. The part's still broken. I just returned it. It wasn't. We use the term broken, which is technically correct, but really it's just a shitty part. So I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm done with this. I just returned it. So I'll have to replace it at some point. Because that means I'm down to 1 printer. Which is not the end of the world, but a bit of a pain. I do want to start using some of my the other printers, because if I had space and a shop for a $100,000 printer, hey, that'd be cool. But get there. Just one of those things where you just need one of those guys to say, hey, look, I need 2,000 of these parts, and then need them in 3 months. Okay, that takes some planning. Someone actually asked me if I could 3D print a septic tank. It's like, oh, it took me a moment to make sure I could find the right resources to do that. And then I went back to the guy and said, okay, we can look at that, but we should have a talk about this. And he hasn't responded, so I got to follow back up with him again. Say, hey, did you get my last email? I'd like to work with you, see what you need, and see what is feasible for your purposes, for your project. Because just printing a regular septic tanks would not make any sense. It's too expensive to do that way. But if you've got a unique setup and you just can't buy it off the shelf, then yeah, that's where 3D printing can come in. Not going to be a cheap solution, but you're not using a standard setup, so it's expected to pay more. The breeze is making things nice and reasonable. Huh. Another truck going in, but it's one of the city garbage trucks. They're just here to pick up the garbage cans. Or maybe on their break. Who knows? But he's not parking normally, so yeah, they're going to do the garbage can. Oh, let's pick up some of the dump stuff. It's a good thing you got this sign here, eh? You're gonna just need a camera. That would be nice.
And over in Zealous Investigator, keeps on saying, someone's put sticks out there going, it's outside, you know. So what if
The dirt, who cares about that?
Yeah.
The stones, okay, that's just a little.
Yeah, that's the pricks for doing that.
Yeah.
You can just bury it in your own backyard.
Right? Well, if you lived on the mountain, there's enough of them already in the ground, right? So. But yeah, that's a little sad. Are you guys here actually to take care of the stones? Take out the stones?
No,
I didn't think so.
We're not supposed to, but there's
Yeah.
times where I would grab 2 every day.
Yeah, if you're
I'm
able to go.
just say nothing over at the dump, you know.
Yeah. But I didn't look too hard, but I didn't see any sticks. I mean, I see a
That was on the
newspaper.
other one. The sticks were over
Oh.
at the lookout. And
Oh,
I'm
the-
going, what's it? Because I said the investigator keeps bugging it, going, look at I cleaned up a big pile of crap there and a whole pile of concrete and everything.
Right.
And he just always keeps saying there's stuff over there. I'm going, why don't you tell him to rake it up so maybe he'll stop pointing the shit out?
Right. I'm looking free potting soil.
Yeah. Oh, there's been like people have thrown away complete floors, like they put
Yeah.
in a new floor. And they
Yep.
buy 2,000 square feet, and they only need 1,000 square feet. So there's like brand new floors and stuff here.
Crazy. Hey, I didn't even know those garbage bags were there. This plant hides it well.
Hey, this concrete's fake. You know,
Yeah.
the guy in the gym, sorry, I have to sweep. But I pick that up, and he picks up.
Oh yeah, the power lifter guy. Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh, I sweep it. You can't lift that. It's just fake.
Yeah. Well, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks, I will. It'll be. It's always nice just to be out and relax while still getting some work done. This is a nice pace I do like. A little bit faster would be nice. So, thanks for stopping by. Come by anytime. I don't know how often I'll do live streams, but subscribe and get a notice whenever I do. Yeah, it'd be great. Just doing my live YouTube live stream, so that's why.
Yeah.
$71, huh?
This is like a quad. You can see that I can just look away at it. Like I can
Have a good one, guys. It's warm. Yeah, that will be done inside. I would be surprised if it's more than, or if it's only one piece, period. So it should fit in the back, no problems. Um, if you can find out how many pieces, that would be great. I will double check the 71-inch size, but that's shouldn't need to worry about that. If that's in multiple, if that's in one of these separate pieces, then that would fit in here, no problem. No, quiet on the YouTube front. Especially with some sort of notification when someone stopped in. Yeah. just a casual hangout day here. Cleaning up some 3D prints. A little bit of a light lunch. Nothing too fancy. Reminiscing about traveling. Okay. Just a casual live stream, nothing too fancy. Conversation can kind of go anywhere, from 3D printing to, well, guess they weren't interested in anywhere. supposed to auto join the hotspot. Auto join the hotspot. Stupid thing. Nice. Sweet. Howdy. Kind of an open, casual live stream. Mostly just sitting here, had a bit of lunch, hanging out at a park, talking about business. So, not. Greetings, traveler. That price sounded really geeky, didn't it? I was curious where people come from and what they're looking for. It's a casual live stream, nothing too fancy, and they're gone. Eclipse. Up.
What's going on, guys?
Dumb. Oh, how dumb is this? There you go. What is that list? Hey! And gone. Come over, come over. Hit this share button again. I think that's it for today. Thanks all who all stopped by.